The fourth and final forge in the Black Armory DLC is the Bergusia Forge, and this one is arguably the most difficult of them all. Not only is this a very high recommended power, the recommended power for this is 650, but there are other challenges here that do make this quite a bit more difficult than the other three. You'll notice right away that when you get down here, this map is much more wide open than the other three forges. So because of that, there isn't much in the way of cover when it comes to this forge. On top of that, the enemies here are fallen and they are pretty challenging. You have vandals on the outside of the map, you have servitors who are constantly giving their ally shields, and you have your dregs and your captains. On top of that too, there's going to be exploding shanks as well as arc conductor shanks. So this makes for a very hostile environment to get this forge done. In this video, I'm going to go into the right loadout to use to get this done pretty easily, and to give you some tips on how to get this done to get some of your hands on some better weapons in this mission. Number one, you want to make sure that you have the right armor loadout. I'm using my Titan right now, and I do have the Skull Fort equipped. I know you might want to have a Fallen Armaments mod here instead of the Super mod, but I want to use this helmet because it'll give me some of my health back by using the shoulder charge, and I think that's going to help you out quite a bit here. On top of that, make sure that you have your special ammo finders, your scavenger perks. Those are going to come in handy to make sure that you have enough ammo at the end of this mission to take down the boss. But really it comes down to your weapon loadout, and you can go one of two ways. You can either make your wave 3 much easier, or you can make waves 1 and 2 much easier. And right now I have a loadout that's going to really help me out for wave 3, the boss, because Whisper of the Worm is the best weapon to use by far against the fallen tank bosses. That's what you face in this mission. But you're going to have more difficulties in waves 1 and 2 by using this. So I think you should probably go with more of a hybrid approach, and you want to have Riskrunner for waves 1 and 2. This is going to help you out immensely because of all the arc damage. You'll have your arc conductor perk active nearly the entire time. And then once you get to the end of waves 2, you want to switch over to Whisper of the Worm. Now you can do this a number of ways, but I think the easiest way is to make sure that you rally to any public event flag before you start this mission. So look around here in EDZ. Right now I could go to Trossland, rally to the flag. I'll have full heavy, full ammo, all those things. And there's really no reason to use any heavy ammo in waves 1 and 2. Riskrunner is going to pretty much dominate in waves 1 and 2. And then I could always switch to Whisper of the Worm right at the end of wave 2. I should have at least 6 or 9 shots, and that'll help me out quite a bit. There's also going to probably be some heavy ammo that drops, but I think you want to use that approach. Use Riskrunner waves 1 and 2, and then you want to use Whisper for wave 3. So let's give it a try and see how that works out for this strategy. Alright, so here we are, and as I mentioned, really your success here depends on your weapon loadouts for waves 1 and 2, and then what you're using against the boss. Now, I'm going to try to use the best of both worlds. I'm using Riskrunner for waves 1 and 2, and then I'm going to quickly switch over to Whisper of the Worm for the final boss battle in wave 3. Once I get to Whisper of the Worm, I want to jump up to that section up there, and I can easily take him down. But waves 1 and 2 are a bit more tricky than the other ones because there's enemies all around you at any given time, and this is where Riskrunner really shines here. So you can see here I have the arc perk pretty much the entire time I'm doing this, and that will come in really handy to stay alive, but also to do more damage against these enemies that are pretty much all dealing arc damage. We're just going to clear enemies here quickly. The nice thing about this forge, because there's more enemies, you do have a lot more blue enemies to take down and keep extending your time. So time really shouldn't be an issue here. It's more so just make sure you stay alive and conserve your ammo for the boss battle. We're just going to keep killing these enemies here. Don't be afraid if you die because there are a lot of enemies here. There's a lot of vandals, and they will take you down pretty quickly, even if you're using Riskrunner and you have that arc conductor perk. But we just want to clear ads here really fast, and then we can switch over to throwing some orbs at the forge itself. We're just going to throw a couple of these here. I do find that sometimes it is a little more tricky to hit this one for whatever reason, just because the arms are angled a bit differently. But that could just be me. So right now, we know we have plenty of time. We're up to 12 batteries, and there's over a minute here. So we might as well just take our time here and throw these, get some good throws in, and then reassess where we are once we throw all these. But you can tell that the Arc Conductor perk is keeping me alive much easier than if I didn't have it. And the nice thing is too, if you did rally to the flag before you came into the forge, you will have some heavy ammo. So the nice thing there is, even if I switched over to Whisper the Worm right now, I should at least have 3 or 6 shots, and if I can be precise, I should be able to have that enough to take down the spider boss, the tank boss at the very end. So we're up to 18 out of 20. No point in trying to be a hero, we have plenty of time. And the Skull Fort is nice because it does let me take out some of those more trash mobs really easily. And the other benefit too is it's giving my health back as well. So these are all some side benefits to the Titan Arc class if you have that exotic helmet. So round 1 was much easier here using Riskrunner. And as long as I can switch over to Whisper after wave 2, then I'm getting the best of both worlds. And I think that's going to be your best bet here for this. I know Hammerhead will do well against the spider boss, the tank boss as well, but Whisper is going to be that much better, and I'll be that much safer up in the rafters. So this wave 2 is where things get a bit more difficult, because now we have the captains, the fallen captains, as well as all these servitors that like to heal each other. So now is when I think you might be better off using your super. You don't need your super for the boss here, so don't worry about conserving that at all. As I mentioned too, you have these Arc Conductor shanks that are going to keep feeding you the Arc Conductor perk for your Riskrunner. Now I noticed that my teammates did take out the 2 drones as well, so I'm sorry for not pulling that out, but I'm sure you guys have probably seen those before. Right now we're at 5 batteries. We have a number of them sitting over here. So ideally I'll be contributing a bit more and taking out some of these guys here pretty quickly. And they took me down. So don't worry about dying. You're going to probably die here a few times. Not a big deal. As long as you're taking the enemies out pretty quickly, you should be okay. And we do have a few of our batteries over here too. And now that healing rift helps me out quite a bit. We can throw these a bit more safely, which is nice. So major shout out to my teammates here. They're doing a great job and helping me out quite a bit. I know that didn't kill him, but it did come pretty close. A couple grenades, take him down. Now we have 13 out of 20 batteries. That's 14. We have our Riskrunner, making waves 1 and 2 much easier. This is similar to the Goffin or Dofan Forge, whatever you want to call it, in Nessus. This one is similar to that in that sense. So now we're at 17 out of 20. And honestly, at this point, I think my best bet is to take this guy down, throw a couple grenades here, and now I'm going to switch over to Whisper. I know we have enough batteries to throw, but I want to make sure I have enough ammo, and there's a couple heavy ammos right here. So I'll switch over to Whisper, and this will make things way easier for the boss. I did have 9 shots, you notice right there. So as long as you have full heavy ammo before you come in here, you more than likely won't have to use any during waves 1 and 2. You'll have 9 shots, so worst case scenario, even if there isn't any heavy on the floor, 9 shots with Whisper should do you pretty well. So now we're done with waves 1 and 2. We want to finish things off here with wave 3. And we're going to jump up to where our buddy is. He has the same idea as I do, which is cool. And the Whisper will do a wonderful job versus this unique boss, the tank. So we're waiting for him to fly in. It looks pretty cool. And you might be able to shoot those legs while he's still in air, but that's alright, no big deal. Right now we have the perk. You don't need the perk if you have Whisper, but not the Catalyst. No big deal, you'll still do a lot of damage here. So there's a engine is exposed, I guess you can call it. So now we're doing double damage, and you can see we're just melting this guy with Whisper. I know you could use a heavy ammo, you could use a hammerhead, one of those weapons, Thunderlord, but I think that Whisper just shines in these moments here, especially when you have the Well of Radiance right next to you. This guy's almost down for the count here. We're doing 200,000 damage now with the benefit of the Well of Radiance, and the poor Forge Warden did not stand a chance. So I think your best bet here is to not go with either or. Don't go with just Riskrunner. Don't go with just Whisper. Use both. Make sure that you rally to any public event flag. This is where you want to make sure you're looking at the map before you come down here and looking for any public event. Go there first. Rally to the flag with your hammerhead, your avalanche, whatever you have equipped for your heavy weapon. Have Riskrunner on. When you get here, at the very end of Wave 2, switch over to Whisper, and then you'll make quick work of the Forge Warden. And I think that's your best bet when it comes to easily beating this otherwise difficult Forge because of how high the power recommendation is. Guys, let me know if this is helpful. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and most importantly though, thanks for watching. We'll catch up soon.